Light goal successfully destroyed again and again. You guys destroyed this light goal over 200 when I asked you guys for 100. You guys are awesome. So today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of what if Naruto was taken by the Raikage. I'm going to be giving you part 2 today, guys, and the light goal is going to be over 200 because I see that you guys are very interested in this what if. And comment as much as possible and tell me anything you want me to change down in the comments. I love to hear your feedback on the what if. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. So in the last part, you guys found out that Naruto and the Nine-Tailed Fox, they are sort of friends in this one. And Naruto was kidnapped by Orochimaru, but after it successfully escaped, he ran into the bushes. And he ran outside and he got into the woods where he saw two persons. And Kurama told him to yell out because Kurama knew that one of them is holding the 8-tail inside of them. So after Naruto yelled out and B heard it, B ended up appearing there and finding Orochimaru, tried to drag the little boy in the bushes, but B ended up stopping him. And after giving Naruto his hands to pick up Naruto, Naruto and B sort of connected, and the both of them know that the two of them are Jinchurikis. And then B looks over at the Raikage and said, "Hey, bro, this kid is a Jinchuriki." The Raikage yelled in surprise, "What?" Orochimaru knew exactly who the two men were, but he knew that he was not a match for the two of them at the same time. Even to make matters worse, one of them possessed the 8-tailed Jinchuriki. One-on-one, maybe he could take them one-on-one, but together, the two men was known as the Cloud most deadliest duo. Orochimaru thought to himself and weighed his option carefully. He could quickly slip away while they were focusing on the boy, or he could stay and try and get the boy after fighting the two of them, but he would probably die, he thought in his head. So he decided to cut his losses and he didn't stay and fight because he know the special move that the both of them practice when the both of them run towards each other with their hand and end up slamming their hands together to break their opponent's head off. So he decided to slip away. The loss of Naruto wasn't so heavy on him anyway because he had other Uzumakis, and the Nine-Tailed wasn't willing to cooperate with him. Yes, the Nine-Tailed wasn't going to give him the time of day, so he decided to cut his losses. Orochimaru backed up into a tree, and then he waved a hand sign, and his body almost melted into the tree, and then he disappeared without sight. "What the hell?" the Raikage say as he saw Orochimaru beginning to disappear. He ran over and punched a tree and it was destroyed, but it was in vain because Orochimaru was already gone. He stayed on guard for a few seconds thinking that Orochimaru might come back, but Naruto put him at ease. "Don't worry, he is long gone, I can tell," Naruto said with a huge smile on his face. The Raikage looks at Naruto and said, You can sense people's chakra?" Naruto then scratched the back of his head and said, "I guess so. I could always tell where people are by just concentrating. I can even tell how they feel sometimes." "Those are impressive skills, kid. What's your name? And how old are you?" Naruto looks up at the Raikage and said, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm 7 years old, sir." Uzumaki? The Raikage said to himself. Then he looked over and he gestured to B to come here. B come over there and the two of them huddled together. He is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails of the Leaf, isn't he? The last Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails was an Uzumaki too. That is the same girl that my father tried to kidnap from the Leaf Village, right? Yeah, that means that this kid is most likely that woman's son. We may not be able to bring back the criminal Orochimaru, but if we bring back the Leaf Village Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, the relationship between us and the Leaf will be stronger than ever. Yeah, B, so let's take him back home. The both of them were surprised when they heard Naruto speak up. The Raikage turned to face Naruto. Naruto looks at him and said, "Hey, that guy over there is like me, right?" The Raikage shook his head and said yes. Then B decided to rap. "I am the container of number 8. I got so much power, the villains hate." Then Naruto looks up and Killer B and said, "Rapping master, could you train me?" The Raikage said, "What? Come again?" "I want you to train me." Kurama said that if I want to become strong, I must follow you and let you train me. I can master the power of Kurama like how you did for Jayuki. The Raikage looked down at the small Naruto and then he told him, "We aren't from your village, kid. If you come with us, that means you cannot go back to your old village anymore." Naruto decided to say, "Yeah, I know. Kurama already explained that to me." Then Naruto looks upon him and said, "Look, I want to become stronger. I cannot allow Orochimaru to capture me and be so farther from me in power that I cannot defend myself. So I know if I go with you I cannot go back to my old village, but I want to become stronger, so I will take the risk of not being able to see my old Hokage again and that old man and the ramen stand ever again. But I have to become stronger." Naruto dropped on his knees and he started to cry. The Raikage and B was stuck in a rock and a hard place. He then looked at the crying Naruto and said, "Listen kid, our village are not on the best of terms right now. Your village will get even madder at us and decide to retaliate when they found out that we take you without returning you. Please," Naruto started to beg, "you're my best chance to become stronger. I will just tell them that I was the one to make the decision to go with you." Naruto continued to cry as loud as he can. Eventually, the Raikage got tired of it. "God damn it, fine, okay, you can come with us." He picked up Naruto and flinged him over his shoulder and said, "Don't get too comfortable, kid, because if it comes to a war, I will ship you back to the Leaf Village myself." When news reached the Leaf Village that their Jinchuriki was alive, most of the shinobis wanted back their greatest weapon because they know that the Hidden Cloud already has the 8th tail and they know having 2-tailed beasts they will be untouchable if they decided to use Naruto as a weapon. The third Hokage was starting to have doubts and was starting to give into the request of the other shinobis to bring back their Jinchuriki. The Hokage was persuaded by Jiraiya though, because Jiraiya came back from an unexpected and an unknown visit to the cloud. The third Hokage asked Jiraiya if he see the boy. He speaking of Naruto. Jiraiya replied yes. He started to live with the Jinchuriki of the 2 tails because Naruto was living with the Jinchuriki of the 2 tails right now. And Jiraiya then go on to explain to the third Hokage that she treat him like her own son, so he is in good arms. Then the third Hokage asked Jiraiya, "Did you make yourself known to him?" Then Jiraiya said no, and I have no intention of going back for him. What? Explain yourself, Jiraiya, the Todokage asked in a demanding voice. Because here in this village, he is treated like a beast, a wild animal, and these people of the village treat him like total garbage. But in the cloud, the container of the 8-tailed killer bee and the container of the 2 tails, they treat him like a normal person, and people around the cloud do not treat him like animal or beast or something. So the cloud village is the best place for him right now. The third Hokage looks at Jiraiya and said, "So, you will put your godson needs over the village?" "Yes, I will," Jiraiya shouted back. "I know you feel the same way I do. Even if you cannot admit it, this village is not a good place for Naruto. If there is any problem, tell the elders that you order me to retrieve the boy and I refuse. They won't have the guts to do anything about it. I am still one of the greatest spies in the Leaf Village, and they still need me." "Very well, Jiraiya. I will trust you on this matter. So, what will you do now?" "I am going to fix the mistake you made years ago. I am going to hunt down and find Orochimaru and end him." Far, far away from the Leaf Village over to the cloud, Naruto was trying, but he was failing on perfecting his first jutsu. The clone jutsu was one of the basic jutsus in the ninja world, so why then could Naruto not perform it? He was interrupted in his training when a familiar face came, bringing him gifts. "Yo!" Killer Bee hailed from afar, holding a pair of scrolls in each of his hands. "I brought some scrolls that belong to your clan. Use them to make your ninja style a little bit bland." "Thank you, Bee-sensei." Naruto grabbed one of the scrolls and opened it. He stared at it intensely for a second. Then he held his head in shame. Naruto then said in a soft voice, "I forgot, I cannot read." "It's cool, little brother. Reading for you is not a problem," Bee said, as he took the scroll from Naruto and began to read it. The Shadow Clone Jutsu. So, Naruto and Killer Bee spent some time learning their scrolls. So some time passed. Naruto is now in a sleeping bag sleeping, while a dark-skinned boy with white hair was near to him with a lollipop in his mouth, sharpening a kunai. Naruto was mumbling in his sleep. Yes, he was mumbling in his sleep, and then the boy looked at him and he started to see Naruto started to feel terrified. He had a weird look on his face. It was a nightmare. It wasn't a good dream. Naruto started to call out, "No, Orochimaru!" Naruto still has nightmares of Orochimaru capturing him. But then, the boy walked up to him and slapped him out of his sleep. Naruto jumps up and looked around in a panic, but calmed down when he realized who had awakened him. "That sounded like a bad one, Naruto." And Naruto looks up at the boy and said, "Thanks, Amon. This one wasn't as bad as they used to be. I am more angry that Orochimaru keeps slipping into my dreams when I was having a good dreams. I was dreaming that I was this awesome martial artist and I was married to a princess, and then Orochimaru came there and started to kidnap me." Naruto held his head down and All Might put a hand on his shoulder. "We are pretty close to where you escaped, aren't we?" Naruto looked around and said, "Yeah, we are. I am just glad that Killer Bee and Raikage was there. If they hadn't been, God know what would have happened to me by now." All Might went over to sharpen his blades. As Naruto went to pack up his sleeping bag, just as they was doing what they're doing, two girls walked over in the clearings. One of them was a dark-skinned girl with striking red hair about Naruto's age. The other one was a beautiful blonde in her early 20s. "About time you wake up, sleeping beauty," the one about Naruto's age said to him. And then Omoy looked over and said, "Hey sis, did you and Karu go full up on water or something?" "Yeah, here's your container." The older one threw it towards Naruto and he caught it, using a little bit of the water to brush his teeth. Omoy then finished wiping down his sword and looked at the older one and said, "How longer till we reach to the Leaf Village?" "Not much longer," she said. "We could get there by this afternoon if we really hustled." "Then, let's hustle," Naruto said as he finished brushing his teeth. So, if you guys aren't aware, we have reached the point of a Chunin exam, so they are going to leave to do the Chunin exam. Naruto then stand up and clutched his fist and said, "I cannot wait to prove myself to some other members of the Hidden Leaf Village." At the same time, back at the Leaf Village, in the training ground, lies Hinata, Kiba, and Shino. Shino then said, "I wonder what Kurenai Sensei called us all here to talk about." Kiba then shouted, "I know. The Chunin exam are coming up and she thinks that we're all qualified to be in it." Their thoughts were cut off though, and they're talking when they all turn around to see their sensei right behind them. "Kurenai Sensei," the three of them shouted before running up towards her. Hinata then asked, "So, Shino and Kiba are right. We are really going to take the Chunin exam?" "Yes, Hinata. You all have a choice to take the Chunin exam, but if you feel you aren't ready, you do not have to come. No one is forcing you. You can wait till a later date to take it. But I want you all to know that I know and I feel in my heart that three of you are ready and fully capable of being a Chunin." Kiba then jumps up and said, "Yeah, you know it. We're ready to kick some serious tail." Then Shino said, "Even though I do not share Kiba's enthusiasm, I do believe that this is an excellent opportunity for all of us." "Why?" Hinata asked. Then Shino decided to continue, "Because I feel like to take the Chunin exam in such a young time is rare for the three of us." Hinata stand there and she's just thinking to herself what she should do. Should she really go ahead and take it? She thought to herself, if she take the Chunin exam, she can become stronger. But what if she fails? She decided that she wanted some time to herself to think. Yeah, she wanted some time to herself to think about it. So she decided to excuse herself. She went through an alley. She was going to meet one of her friends in another training ground. The pink-haired girl, everyone knew it was Sakura. She was walking around and she looked pretty angry. To her right, it was two of her teammates. Two of them had black hair, but one of them was so pale. The black-haired kid with the pale skin was just scribbling in his book while the next one sit there and wait patiently. She then shouted, "I am so sick of this." The more you think about it, the less time seems to pass. You should just sit back and relax. Sakura, it was Sai. Sai was the next member of their team. Sakura then shouted back at Sai, "No, Sai, this was supposed to be our day off. I have planned with Hinata and Ino. And Kakashi Sensei is always the reason why we're late. And now he's not even showing up." Then Sai looks at her and said, "There are more things to be worried about. Your period, exactly. But although Sasuke do not want to go out with you, so it's gonna be low chances of that to ever happen." And then about 10 seconds pass. Kakashi Sensei finally show up to see Sakura and an unconscious Sai on the ground. There was a huge lump on Sai's head. Sakura then turned around to see Kakashi. "You, where were you this whole time? Are you reading porn again?" While she looked at him, he was reading his orange book. Kakashi just quickly puts away the book and said, "The reason I call you here, because I recommend all of you for the Chunin exams." Back at town, Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji was getting the same news that Asuma recommended all of them for the Chunin exam while they were sitting in a barbecue shop eating, because that was Choji's favorite place to go. When Asuma tell them that he recommended for Chunin exam, the first thing for Choji to say, "Will there be food?" Ino then looks at Choji and said, "Damn it, Choji, there's more to life than food." Asuma just laughed. Ino then turned towards him with all her focus. "What's so funny, Asuma?" Asuma just replied, "You three just remind me of my old team when I was your age." Suddenly, Ino then jumps out of her seat. "Oh, that reminds me, I make a promise to Forehead and Hinata to meet them for a girl's day out. I should go find them." She left in a hurry, and Shikamaru and Choji, they had a little laugh at what Ino called Sakura Forehead. Choji then was the one to say, "I thought they would got over their little nickname after they got over the crush about Sasuke, because about a year ago, Ino and Sakura was racing the class usually to who get to sit beside Sasuke, but the first day Ino saw the boy, she saw a pale-skinned boy sketching on his pad, and that was the day she wasn't so obsessed about Sasuke anymore." Sakura looked up at Ino and saw that she was staring at the next boy, and then Sakura said, "So Ino, are we going to pick who get to sit to Sasuke?" And Ino wasn't really focusing, so she said, "What about Sasuke's gay?" Yeah, she didn't really care about Sasuke anymore, but she saw that the next girl was going to sit down beside the new boy, and she headed off at top speed to cut off the girl. She then sit down beside the new boy and smiled at him, and she thought in her head, "Sakura can have Sasuke. This boy is much cuter." She introduced herself to Sai. Sakura meanwhile brushed this off and happy that she was the only one in the race for Sasuke for now. She sit down beside him. Back in the present, Sakura and Hinata was walking because they was walking to the ice cream shop where they promised for each of them to meet up. Sakura then asked Hinata, "Are you happy that we're going to take the Chunin exams already? I cannot wait to get out there and show off how stronger I am." Hinata then looked down and said, "I don't know if I'm ready for the Chunin exams." Sakura then looked at Hinata and said, "Don't worry Hinata, you're a great ninja, you just need more confidence." Hinata then looks up and said, "I'm sorry Sakura." Sakura then looks at her and said, "This is what I'm talking about. Do not apologize. You need to get angry. Get some passion in your life. The reason why me and Ino are such badasses because we give it all to impress our boys." Hinata then looks up at Sakura one more time and said, "Sasuke and Sai, aren't you and Ino's boyfriends? So why do you call them your boys? They might not be ours right now, but one day will you convince those two idiots? I bet if you had a crush, you will try to get stronger and impress him too. What about those teammates of yours? Kiba is kind of cute, I guess." Hinata then says she do not like Kiba and Shino like that, and they already have girlfriends anyway. What? They both have? Sakura then thought to herself, "I can see Kiba with a girl, but Shino? Well, there has to be a guy we can hook you up with." Hinata looks at Sakura. Her face was already red. Then, a little bit far from behind them, they heard someone said, "Hey, Forehead girl." The two of them turned around to find Ino running towards them. "Sorry I'm late you guys. Asuma took us out to celebrate him for signing us up for the Chunin exam." Sakura then replied, "Oh, you two? Me and Hinata, or we had our teams nominated as well by our senseis. That is awesome. Anyway, what were you two just talking about?" The three of them headed towards the ice cream shop. Sakura then shouted out, "We are talking about how to get Hinata a man." And Hinata then said, "Sakura? It's true and you know it, Hinata." Hinata was just standing there watching two girls talking about her love life, like she even wasn't there. Ino then asked Hinata, "Have you ever even liked a boy?" And then Hinata looks and said, "Yeah, there were once one a long time ago." Ino and Sakura both jumped up and said at the same time, "Who is he? Tell me about him." "I do not know his name, but he was always protecting me at the playground where all the bullies are, and he was always protecting the smaller kids. I always wanted to talk to him, but I was too shy. I never asked his name. So I do not really know him, and none of the other kids know him neither. I followed him once and he went to the orphanage. He must have gotten adopted because I haven't seen him in years." What did this guy look like? Sakura asks, curious. Well, he had spiky blonde hair and he has birthmarks on his face that look like whiskers. You mean that guy up ahead? Ino shouted. And while the three of them was walking to their nearest ice cream shop, they saw 4 foreign ninja. I mean like ninja from out of their village. The tallest one was a blonde hair female Jonin, and she was more likely the sensei of all the 3 other kids. Hinata saw the boy with the bright orange jumpsuit. Ino and Sakura were shocked. They were just talking about Hinata's crush, and here they found a boy who looked exactly like him and had the same birthmarks. Could it have been him? You think, forehead girl? I do not know, Ino Pig. The 2 of them are cursing each other the same time while they're looking who is that guy. Hinata, was that him? I think, maybe, but those were cloud ninjas. Why would a boy from our village be with cloud ninjas? You said that it was an orphanage, so maybe he was adopted by someone from the cloud. Why don't we find out? Hinata grabs Sakura and Hinata by the hand, drags the both of them into the ice cream shop. As the 3 girls stepped into the ice cream shop, a man from the shadows stepped out. It was an envoy. The legacy of the 4th Hokage has returned, he said to himself. I must tell Danzo immediately. With this new information, he used the body flicker jutsu and he vanished. But guys, I'm gonna end right here. If you want to see part 3 of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and get this one over 200 to get next part. But I'm out for now, guys. Peace.